Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Today, our class will be talking about the importance of a certain Sikh tradition called the Sarbat Khalsa. Sarbat Khalsa was created in 1708 by Guru Gobind Singh Ji as a central Sikh assembly, known for collective decision-making, governance, and uniting Sikhs. Sarbat Khalsa is essentially a group of Sikhs, Amardari Sikhs, who make decisions through a Amardari group consensus. Sarbat Khalsa was essential to the Sikh nation as it gave everybody a voice no matter their position in society. It was a system of agreement and understanding, and it had order and structure while also giving equality to everybody in the Sangha who was participating. Without Sarbat Khalsa, our Sikh community wouldn't have the understanding and structure that it needed to function.
Next, I'll be explaining the three qualities of what makes the Sarbat Khalsa unique. The first thing to understand is how they reach a consensus, which is also known as decision making. Imagine a room where you aren't allowed to leave until everyone agrees. Because there's no voting, you can't just ignore someone you disagree with. You have to talk until you find a solution that works for the whole community. It turns a political debate into a spiritual mission. Secondly, the Sarbat Khalsa is structured through the Agartha and led by the Panch Pyare. By using 5 representative leaders instead of one, they ensure that the power is never concentrated in one person's hands. It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. In this assembly, you are exactly the same. Finally, the word Sarbat means all. This is what creates their sovereignty. By involving every Sikh, the community becomes a self-governing body. They realize that their strength didn't come from a single leader, but from their total unity as one band. In conclusion, the Sarbat Khalsa proves that you can have a highly organized, sovereign society without a hierarchy, where the goal isn't to win, but to remain united.
As with all systems of governance, there are challenges with Sarbat Khalsa. Here are 3 of the challenges right behind me. So one of the challenges is there could be a lack of consensus reached upon the public. So in a world where politics has always been so polarized, people might not look at a certain viewpoint the same way that another person might not look at it, and they might see that their ideas of what the answer to different challenges in society would be to be completely different, and think that they can't reach an agreement, and that could lead to a stalemate in certain challenges. The next issue is self-interest. In a society where everyone can participate in politics, how do you know that someone isn't interested for their own good, or their land, their money, their family? And how do you know that they're interested in what's right for the Sangha or the Panth? And the final issue is elitism, because we as humans tend to put people on a pedestal, and we don't tend to treat everybody equally. We treat the people we love with more care and respect than we do to strangers we walk and see on the streets. So how can you make sure that you don't create a hierarchy where it's only certain people participating in society and certain people that can work to reach the consensus? And all these issues can be solved. So for the lack of consensus, instead of arguing amongst each other based on what you're feeling or the logic you use, you turn to the Guru Granth Sahib and find specific quotes from the Guru Granth Sahib that can support one argument or the other, and leave it up to the Guru Granth Sahib to describe it. And for the self-interest, we could have people check on each other and make sure that people aren't only motivated for their self-interest, and convince them to think about what everyone else would be feeling about the consensus itself. And the last one is elitism. So how would you get people to remain completely ambivalent about each other, and maintain the same respect for everybody, regardless of who they are, what to believe in? Well, you could have everybody sit equally, and not have anyone with a specific pretext or a degree of knowledge in a certain area have a higher authority over someone who doesn't have as much knowledge on that area and have them both speak equally about a subject they think about.
Sarvat Khalsas have been important since the beginning of our month and continue to be important now. Sarvat Khalsas were usually biannual during Vaisakhi and Diwali in the past, and now they are more focused on certain events and issues at the time. Some important historical examples of Sarvat Khalsas were the 1733 Sarvat Khalsa, which formalized the structure and actually gave Nawab Hussain his title of Nawab. It also organized our Panthin Subudadal and Taranadal. The 1748 Sarvat Khalsa was important because it was after the Chota Kalukara, in which we decided that we wanted a Dadal Khalsa, and we also decided on missile system, which would come in handy later on. Some modern examples were the 1986 Sarvat Khalsa, which was after the desecration of the Akal Takht and Operation Blue Star, which is where we decided how we wanted to rebuild and what we wanted to do in order to enforce and keep our legislation correct. The 2015 Sarvat Khalsa was important because it was after Hindu nationalists have been desecrating Guru Granth Sahib in various bins throughout Punjab. And it was important because it allowed us to decide whether we wanted government intervention or not, because previously the government had allowed figurehead jathedars which were not actually helping our cause and not doing anything for us. So we decided we wanted parallel jathedars which would help us actually enforce our legislation and get validation for our actions. Why is the Sarvat Khalsa important to us today, and how can it help us in our daily lives? The Sarvat Khalsa is important because democracy as a system seems like an important system that we should use in our daily lives, and I appreciate it because it allows people to have more equality and say in their lives and what they do.
Sarvat Khalsa is important to me because it shows that major decisions were meant to be made by one person, but the whole entire Sikh community coming together. It emphasizes that your voice matters and you are part of something bigger than yourself. Sarvat Khala means thinking beyond yourself, making sure everyone is happy, safe, and taken care of.
Sarvat Khalsa to me is important because it allows everybody to come together and decide on one issue, and it's not just one person deciding everything. It's a collective decision made by everybody together.
The Sarvat Khalsa teaches me that when it comes to making a unified decision or solution, it's important to not only look at what could be better for myself, but for others around me. Even though it may not be what I want at first, it would be better to have a society where tension still is not there.
Sarvat Khalsa is important because we often think too much times about our role in society, but it's important to come together and reach a general idea of where as a society we stand on a certain issue, and to reach a state of equilibrium in society and really put that into place while not ignoring anyone's opinions based on who they are or where they're coming from.
Sarvat Khalsa is important to me because it brings it full circle. It brings Guru Nanak Dev Ji's philosophy of equality and understanding to life. It changes the situation from me to we. Vaiguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaiguru Ji Ki Fateh. Bole Sorehat.
So you guys heard from the kids about Sarvat Khalsa, an important concept that we have to also start using and using more. But I wonder, Sarvat Khalsa means all. Can we apply it to us? Can we apply it to just me?
So, Satsangiji and Harman, as we all know, our Guru always taught us that we don't need to always depend on somebody in a leadership role, etc., to tell us what to do and what not to do. And we always go to Guru Granth Sahib. With that in mind, absolutely yes, because whatever can be accomplished in a group of people or a collection can be done internally. Think of it like this, that when I am struggling with a decision, all I have to do is think of that Sarvat Khalsa within me and become the assembly as well as the participant. Does that help?
Yeah, and then we also mentioned after decision making, governance. Governance is the idea of having structure, having discipline, having dharma. Do we have discipline? Yes, we do. The Guru Granth Sahib. Ask yourself, are you making decisions because you want it done a certain way, or does the Guru want it done that way? Are you using that in your daily lives, in your decision making? If you are, then you are employing the concept of Sarvat Khalsa. But unity, how can you be in union with just one person?
So think of unity as alignment. Because what is the meaning of unity? We all come together and we make sure that we are united with each other. But what is the guiding principle? Anyone? Guru, right? Guru's word. So really it's all about going from Manmukh to Gurmukh. And if that is the case, it's simple. Anytime I am struggling with decision making, definitely governance is important. All I have to do is take a rahau, take a pause and go, is this self-interest or is this Sarbatta Pala? As long as all of my decisions are based on Sarbatta Pala, I'm united with Guru's message, I'm in alignment with Guru's message and living Sarvat Khalsa.
Remember, when Guru Gobind Singh Ji on Vaisakhi day made the Panch Pyare, after he made the Panch Pyare, he took the Amrit from them. He said that after me, your Guru is who? Guru Granth Sahib and Guru Khalsa Panth. You guys are the Guru Khalsa Panth. Look in the mirror. Doesn't matter where you're at in your state of life, you can embody and run it. As just Kiran wonderfully said, we need to go from being me to we. Let's all do it together. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.